Hello,
Okay.
hello, hello.
Okay, I see you.
I said, Josh, I told Allegra, Josh gonna get a kick out of this.
Okay, get it, girl. Do your
Oh,
thing.
goodness. And now I gotta turn this volume down. Hey, Evelyn, thank you for joining us. Hello, hello, hello. So surprise! One of our guests here tonight is Miss Indy Love. Hey, Chanel. Where's Monica? Where's my sister B? Indy Love is with us tonight, and she was going to join me because my sister Allegra is out for the count. If you are friends with her, you
You
understand.
already know.
You already know she is man down.
Okay, that's what she
And
need to be.
B Love may be able to join us in the chat tonight. I'm here to discuss Mister Librarian. Woohoo! And baby, we gonna get it in. Evelyn, thank you so much for tagging everybody. I know we be forgetting, we be forgetting.
Hey, Chanel.
But I do appreciate you guys for tuning in. So while everybody rolls in, I know I don't need to introduce a girl in the love here.
Wait, let me just tell you, this feels so weird on the other side of things.
I'm sure it would.
This feels different, but okay. I'm with it.
Hmm. So, tell me, what did you think? What did you think of the book?
Okay. So let me just do my disclaimer for at first I was like, what the hell? Ayana done pulled me in. Because the whole Dom thing, and then when he told that girl, I think this is the only part I did not like. When he had that girl crawl to him, I'm like, I'm out. I'm done. I'm not doing this. And I know that's part of the dominant, that's certain aspects of it. But when he was like, I don't know, it's something about that part, and I don't care who it is. When
Hey
they be
now,
like crawl to me and all of that,
girl, it's so sexy. If it's in the
it's
right
not
way,
sexy. Where you? It's not sexy.
yes, it is. The man, me,
No,
baby. I'm
I'm not
coming, daddy. I'm
crawl.
coming. I'm
Look,
coming.
crawl, and it's the way you say it too. Crawl to me. You out to
Ah, let me tell
do
you,
bye.
there were so
Right,
many
he can come
elements.
get me. Don't tell me to crawl to you. No. But then the more I
Chanel,
got,
don't egg her
I kept
on.
going. I kept going because I was like, okay, I gotta keep going. This is gonna switch up. So I did. Overall, I did. I really, really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole entire story. That's right.
Hey,
Come get
Karen.
me. Meet me halfway, something.
Hey, Karen. Let me tell y'all. I First of all, y'all know who Bay is. Okay, let's just get that out in the clear. But when I finished reading this man, I was like, well, damn.
Okay. Look, he had me when he had her when he said, "Who made you cry?
Who-
Who got you sitting here crying?" And that's when I was like, "Oh, wait a minute.
Hey,
Maybe he
Chris.
would have." And the way he snatched her and was like, "Come on. Oh, let's go."
There was so many elements of this book. Um, Wait a minute. Y'all know that's Allegra right there. Hold on a second.
She did. And you know what's funny? I've read
Allegra already
plenty
done
of B
told
Love's
them why you
books.
not here.
I've read
First of
plenty of B
all,
Love's books, so I'm used to her writing. So yeah, that's why I was like, what the hell? Wait, where is this going?
Allegra, go back to sleep. You just done made me out to be a liar. Gone back to sleep. Talk about Yana always has somebody reading something that has you asking what the fuck before you
I
really get
see
into it.
it.
I'm going to sleep now. Long as she goes talk about Ezra. All right. Yeah, Mai, we can see you. We saw you before. And Christina and Sean, thank y'all for joining us. And Karen, Allegra's going back to sleep because y'all saw this weekend owes her nothing. She got it all. But this book, first, okay, so Mister Librarian, I was like, There was in DM's Diamond, Chanel had posted the quote from the Instagram post, and it was one quote out the book, and all it talk about, um, oh hey, Miss Wilson, Arthur Wilson. Wilson. I was like, who is that? Because you didn't give StreamYard permission, so I couldn't see whose name that was. Um, but Arthur A.S. Wilson is in the house. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for B Love's family out there. I see some of her riders up in here. Thank y'all for coming through to support her. Um, the post was about a massage for the cats. Okay, and I was like, oh, and he specifically said he's giving the pussy a massage. I was like, wait a minute, where do I pull up? I was like, wait a minute, that this is I can fit this in. I stopped everything I was doing. I don't think I was reading anything, but I was contemplating what I was going to read. Well, that answered my question because I pulled it up and I was so glad I did because I enjoyed it. The first thing he did that had me like, well, damn. When he grabbed the boy in the library, he saw her crying.
Right.
He's sitting there.
Because prior to that, I'm side eyeing him like, he get ready to turn her into a sex. No, But then when he grabbed her up in that library and was like, "Let's go."
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
He was like, so who owe you money? Bruh, the way, Chanel, I'm telling them about that massage. The way he handled that dude behind her coins
Right.
and made sure she got everything. I had the utmost
And
respect for
then
him.
some.
And then some. Whatever he had in his pocket.
Okay.
So what you gotta know is this woman had provided a service already. And oh boy was like, you was late. It's not what I wanted. It's not how I wanted. So
Mind you, she had already told him he was being cheap, didn't want to pay for the extra pages. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I learned some things about and I believe this is all true.
book restoring.
Book restoring. I learned some things about that. So, like, that's not an easy thing to do just from the description alone. And if you being cheap and you don't want to pay for the pages, but now you don't want to hold her money, bruh,
Now
somebody needed to jack him up.
I was like, number one, you out of pocket, sir. Hey Danny. Number two, I did a service. I provided you the service to the best of my ability. With
Mm-hmm.
it, first off, you keep denying. What you want me to do? Type all the damn pages all over?
Right.
Nigga, you done lost your damn mind. So there's that. And then there was the factor that after it was all said and done, you stunting in front of all these people, in front of your wife. Yeah, like, and this woman sitting there saying that she got a book club and some of her people gonna really be
And look,
interested.
she was like, I'm not gonna read this no way. This is to sit on the nightstand.
And that's what a reader doesn't understand, right? Cause
Right.
I wish you would. I wish. Listen, other than Allegra's Hassan book, I don't crack the spines in my book. That it's something about it. It's like ebook is there. Don't mess with my books. Don't mess with my
You see
books,
me
y'all.
looking, I'm like looking around like, well, ain't nobody been in here no way. Like, you better not have touched not near book.
Right, that was a disrespectful stuff he said, talking about yeah, type that shit, bitch. I'ma show you. I'ma
Yeah,
you
he was
wait
insane.
for it.
And then he made her leave it.
Yes. He
You done
basically took it and like walked away, like, and it ain't like he gave it back to her and was like, no, all the time. Not never, girl. The disrespect, the disrespect, the
right.
disrespect. So he shut that down. And that right there, like you said, defending her, I was like, oh, the way he manhandled, he handled him like a little rag doll.
And she's
And
like,
I was
no,
like,
wait.
so imagine this guy all dressed up, the owner, and then to find out black man owning this fabulous library. And
Can you imagine?
I could really see this library, y'all. At like
Me too.
this particular day that I read the book, I ended up going. I had went to get me a library card from the library in my parish, right? And because I said I want to do some ebooks, I meant the Audible, so I can listen to them. And then I was like, okay, I'm looking at it, and I had never been there, and it's really, really nice. So I can see the spiral stairs. So of course, this vision is in my head. There's an elevator, y'all, no lies. Now, of course, it's connected to a school, so there's probably some areas of it, but it's connected to a school. Man, I could see this library, and the fact that it was filled with nothing but black authors. How impressive is that?
Historic. I mean, everything from A to Z.
How
Yes,
impressive.
very, very impressive.
Yes, and yes, and yes. I listen. That library ain't nothing to write home about because that ain't our people. I live. Look, Danny, you better tell her.
It just gave her the inspiration.
It
It
literally
gave
just
her the
gave me a
visuals
visual.
after
That's
reading.
all
Yeah.
it did. Because after I left that library, like I tell you, I was cussing a couple of people out. That is not our people.
Hmm.
Say, let my people go. Yes, Danny, in St. Bernard Parish. They have a library right there on Judge Perez, but it's shared with the parish and the school. So of course, it was it was student field number one. So, but it just gave me the visual, y'all. And then his take charge attitude. He had this energy when they decided to go out to eat. The consideration. First of all, he had me. I'm lactose intolerant, so the fact that he didn't order the latte with regular milk, he did oat milk. I said, "That's my milk. That's my coffee."
Right, right. He was very considerate. Well, what did you
Very.
think? What did you think of her relationship with her parents?
Her mom, it was there. Her dad had me hot
There's hot
as fish grease.
1000. Hot, and like he was hot and cold. Like one minute you cool, the next minute you a jerk. Like what? What?
He was so weird. I don't know who that was. I think that was Alicia. Was saying how she was like, oh, when his mean ass had her stuck in the garage, I couldn't read no more. When he called himself pulling up in the garage and had her stuck between the wall and the tape, I was like, bruh, you foul.
Okay.
You foul.
Just to aggravate her. Yeah, he was entirely too much. It was just to
Hatefully,
aggravate her.
he was. He really was. He was aggravating as hell. And I mean, the disrespectful way that he even spoke. Like she said, mom would always just try to, keep the peace and keep baby. Or girl was like, I'm coming for all of it. Say
All
what you
of it. I
gotta
got
say.
it.
I got you.
Mhm.
And she wanted, and I could kind of relate with that because it's like That's your parents' relationship.
You
You can
stay out
speak
of
on
it.
it
You
all you
try to
want,
stay
but
out of it.
stay out of married people business. And
But sometimes, and I'm speaking from experience, I ain't speaking from out the side of my neck. Sometimes you got to say, hold up, that's my mama.
that's my mama.
Watch it. Yes, you my daddy, but that's my mama. Don't I can relate to Honey in that aspect. Like, ooh, child. I was like, was somebody looking in the windows over here?
Listen, the way she handled her business
And
with
wait,
them.
the fact that why she was there,
That's just what I was getting ready to say. The
why
way,
she was there,
like you, if anything, I just couldn't even begin to relate to him. It was like, if, to me, he was just being selfish and saying he wanted his house to himself, right? But the fact that he knew what basically happened.
right, and was ready
First
to
of all,
go.
why you wasn't running your ass out there looking for this nigga?
Well, she said he would have. At some point, she said he would have, but then I guess she stopped him or whatever. Well, she didn't have whole lot of information on him after that fact anyway. She didn't have a whole lot of information
Well,
on
that's
Chris
true,
after that
because
fact
that wasn't
anyway.
even his name
But
anyhow.
right, but the fact that one minute you willing to protect her, but then the next minute you aggravating the hell out of everybody in the house, and then you got these other two young girls in
Babies.
there setting a horrible example of what a man should, how he should treat his spouse. Like, yeah, he was trash. Daddy was trash. Even
He
though,
definitely was.
it came out later that why they got together and why they were married and da 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 da. But still,
It was
you ain't got to be
foul.
trash to everybody.
It was
And just
foul.
because you think, child, when he told her, I don't care about you, how you work today, I wanted that rose, I bought you the crock pot. Nick, Nick, girl, I had to look. I had to pause. Like, for real? Okay.
Nigga, how many McDonald's you passed before you got
Oh,
you?
I bought you the crock
your
pot.
your ass gonna
And
be
if
home
you had
tonight.
put it on, I was like the audacity.
The that my girl was about to cancel that date. Baby, old boy said, that's all right. I got you. Come on.
Okay,
We
bring your
all
sisters
going
with
out.
you.
And I love that what it did was showed her little sisters what a sensible adult relationship should be.
Right,
They were
right,
all googly eyes in the back seat watching them kiss.
right, right, right. You're right, Christina, because you're unhappy.
Exactly.
Don't tear it right. Don't tear the
Everybody
whole
else, they
everyone
say
else down.
hurt
Exactly.
people, and that's a real statement. That's a mouthful of a statement. Hurt people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what that dad was doing. But the intimate way that Khalil took the time to literally listen to her, he asked her, he knew all the questions, to prompt her to get the answers that he needed as to why you at this point, this breaking point. Why is it that you literally almost broken? Who did this to you? Why? He was just so, I was like, well, damn. Go ahead,
But
sir.
this is the problem I had with him too. Although in the end he ended. Well, no, but I had the problem I had with him was you had all this advice on her for her and what she should do, but you wasn't dealing with your own demons
But
and
isn't that
wasn't taking
isn't
that
that the
advice
real
and
world
doing that
though?
stuff for yourself. And that's where he had me like, bruh, when you gonna listen to your own advice and get you some help that you need. Your mama is saying it's not your fault. And I get it to be able to once the whole story came out of what
Yeah, that's
happened,
some weight to
but
carry.
but there was nothing you could have done, you know, to prevent it. What could you have done to prevent it? Then your father would have been on the flip side of that saying it should have been me, you know. But
And
the
you
way
gotta
the
know that
way
the parent, and no parent would want to see their child go. Like if the parent would have been sitting there saying, "No, I would have wanted it to be me."
right, right. Um yeah, till they turn it's just But I think what happens is you hate to say this and you wonder how, but sometimes I think you just wake up and be like, I hate your ass. I ain't been married, but I lived with somebody for 3 years, and I swear to God, that's how I felt. Like I woke up one day and was like, I don't like you. I don't even want you. I don't want you here.
Mm,
I don't want to breathe. Mm. And I can't even tell you how we got there. I really can't. How we got there. God,
I
dude.
have a little surprise for us, y'all. B Love is joining us. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Hi,
Wait
you
a minute.
guys.
Hey, baby.
Hello.
I didn't think you were going to be able to
Hello.
make it.
I
So,
look, I pushed through.
I understand. I'm so happy that you're here with us. Give me a second. I want to make some adjustments, put you where you belong, right here.
Thank
And our
you.
surprise guest was Miss Indy Love. She's here with us tonight, and we've been chatting about Mr. Khalil. We were just discussing this book. So since we have you here, you got some people in the audience that's saying hey to you,
Hey, you guys. Sorry I'm late, but I could not come through.
and we appreciate you. We really appreciate you. What inspired Mr. Librarian, my babe?
Well, it's I have who I call an idea fairy. And
Mm,
so anytime I'm stuck on a concept or I have just an idea, but I need something behind it, I go to this young lady. And I had a model for the cover in mind. I had an idea in mind, but I didn't know how I wanted to package him, basically. So my idea fairy came up with the idea of this straight laced librarian living a double life. And I was like,
mm.
you know what? Be Love is too in between contemporary and urban to just have a regular old librarian. So that's when we decided to throw in his street background and the erotica and all of that kind of stuff. But it was definitely me and my idea fairy.
It worked. It worked, and you're absolutely right. Listen, I don't want him straight laced anyway. I need him with a little, a
That's
little
it.
something. He gave me a
That's
little
it.
cushion. He gave,
That is
I had
it.
to hurry up and claim them before they came running through. But me and
Oh,
Monica,
jeez.
listen, where's Monica? I'm at the, and I'm waiting for him. He's on his way, y'all. To New Orleans, just to let y'all know.
Listen,
Okay,
Who's on
listen.
their way to New Orleans?
Khalil.
He coming for her. That's what she said. He coming for her.
I thought she was going to say Ezra. I was about to say, wait, what?
Listen, listen. He's already here.
I'm done. I'm done. Okay, I'm done.
Babe, I do. I
B,
have a lot of layers.
I was saying in the beginning that I was like, I don't know what the hell Ayana got me reading right now because I read a lot of your stuff.
Hmm.
So when it went into the whole dominatrix stuff and he told her to crawl, I was like, you almost lost me. You
Oh,
almost lost me there because I was like, I ain't ready for this.
it came out of nowhere. We wanted to play on his wounds, I guess you can say.
Hmm.
And a big wound for him was losing his father in the way that he did. And I
Right.
knew if I would have just made him this troubled man with all these issues, he was going to lose some of that appeal. So I had the idea to make him a man in need of control. And the bedroom seemed the safest
Ooh,
place to
yes.
do that because it's easier for us to submit to a man in the bedroom
Come on.
than other areas of life. So I was like, okay, let me see if they gonna like this version of him. And I wasn't expecting it to take off the way that it did at all.
No
So
lie detected.
None, 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 none. I was
Not
saying
one lie was told.
he got back in my good graces when we've gotten past this, but when he came to Honey's rescue and was like, "Who made you cry?" he had me then. I was like, oh
Yeah.
yes, yes, come rescue me,
They
please.
did it. I understand. It's something about a man who can protect you and take charge.
Right.
It melts you. So I got that. I feel that.
Yes.
This
He had it
part,
all. He was thuggish. He was compassionate. He listened to her.
Hmm.
They actually listened to each other. They complimented each other so much. For them both to have troubles in their life, they complimented each other so much. I love the way he encouraged her, the way he pushed her with encouragement, but without like forcing her to do something,
Yes.
the
Hmm.
whole, well, maybe, if you're dealing with all this at your house, maybe, you'll be safe at the hotel. And I didn't feel it was manipulative for him to be able to have her
access
alone because
to,
he had his
yeah,
own place. He could have easily took her to
exactly.
his place. So
Hmm.
this was for
Right,
her. So I
right.
Hmm.
love that about I really enjoyed the story altogether
Let me
and
tell
his
y'all
character.
my favorite part was when they spoke on what they wanted from each other.
Yes.
That list, and I highlighted it, of course. And so he says, um when she spoke and she said, and I don't want someone just to provide money for our home. I want a man who provides love too, not a lazy
Hmm.
love. She was like, I don't want us to come out of our honeymoon phase and stop doing what we did to get each other, to keep each other. And just that he just keep he can't just protect me physically.
Hmm.
He has to protect me mentally, emotionally, and spiritually too. Listen, that list, like you said, was everything, Christine. That list,
Yes.
and it was like he hit it on the head too. It's like everything she said, everything he said, that they were
That
on
was
the
it.
same page. I was like,
Yep.
y'all do this thing, do this thing.
And it
That
was so
was
to
it.
me, I could just see he was just laid back, and when he just handed her the list, he was like, "Read that."
Yep.
Yes, yes.
That was all it took. I,
That
I I
that was
found that
that
to
was
be
tight.
very clever for him. That wasn't even in my outline. I was like, okay, so you just gonna tell your own story right now? Okay. But it worked because that was
Mhm.
exactly what she needed in that moment.
Man, this he was everything. I love his protective nature. I felt like they healed each other, and they were exactly what each other needed at that time. He just had this way of showing up to be just what she needed when she didn't had. She basically had something to let her know she never wanted that again.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Even that promiscuous drive she had, the excitement. And as a woman, I
Hmm.
think we're entitled to, but when somebody takes advantage of that, and breaks our trust, and yeah, it's that was so far. I was so hurt by what Chris, or the
And it's
so-called Chris,
amazing. Chris
did.
didn't have a whole lot, but what he did have in the entire book made you hate his fucking guts.
For
You
real.
Hmm.
felt I wasn't supposed to cuss. I'm sorry.
Girl, girl, come
Made you hate
time out.
his guts. You could just like his friends. The whole thing was just like, bruh. I mean, you truly played on her emotions and just you. It was just
Her vulnerability, because I mean,
Yeah.
exactly.
she literally,
Exactly. And then what
opened her home to you.
you thought you was doing something because you stopped your friend from raping her, but he had already beat her. Like
Yep.
Right.
yes, you deserved everything that came to you. I had no
Everything.
remorse. Like, oh damn,
None.
none,
None.
none.
Good. I was
I,
worried about that. I was like, I'm trying to promote this as contemporary. And I was so scared. I was like, they gonna drag me if I do too much urban stuff, too much street stuff. So
But I don't feel as
mm-mm.
though it was
It
because I get on an urban kick, and
hmm.
so I don't feel as though. And I'm no expert, so don't nobody come for me. Don't come for me. But a lot of the urban that I read, yours and others, I didn't get that urban feel from those elements. I mean,
Good.
especially when it came out that his family was not into drugs, what they were into. So it really didn't feel like, okay, so now I got a question, I'm jumping.
Hmm.
Is that real? Is that underworld like that? What you shaking your head for, Ayana?
Come on, I want to know. 'Cause,
Yeah, is that really, is that all fiction?
It's not fiction.
Okay.
Um, I can tell you guys the show. I can't tell you the episode. Yesterday, I was watching. I think it's called The 48 Hours, not the 48 Hours show where they be not that one.
Hmm.
But I
Mhm.
think it's called The 48 Hours, and they had an episode about an older white man who was sending people on treasure hunts. And I
Hmm.
watched this last night. It happens a lot more than we think. It just doesn't affect people in our usual circle, I guess I can say. But it
Okay.
happens a
Yeah,
lot
I
more
saw
than
it
we
one
think.
time on a and of course I'm going to say that was probably fiction, but an episode of NCIS that
Mhm.
it happened just like that as well, where they it was intended to be fun, a little treasure hunt, but of course greed,
Yep.
always gets in the way. So
Hmm.
I thought that was real clever, and I love the intellect part, like the fact that of all the things that you could, even though this was passed down to him, but as a black man, for you to basically have a library as your front for
Mhm.
whatever lifestyle you're living on the back, but because what does the library do? It builds the community. It gives them,
Mhm.
a source of literary, intelligence, art, all of that stuff, and you're supporting authors. I was so impressed, especially with, of course, it being all black authors too. So
Yes, that's a dream of mine one day. At first, I said I wanted like an all black bookstore, but a library I feel would benefit more people, just to have those free resources. So that's
Hmm.
definitely
absolutely,
something that I'm speaking into existence with that book because it's necessary for sure.
Yes.
absolutely, that was a
As
great.
as two educators on here, we can see it in the communities that we
Definitely.
serve 100%.
Definitely. There was an article that Allegra had just sent me about how Scholastic it's a great disadvantage
Mhm.
that there are some students who will be able to afford to buy it, but because of the expense that's attached to it and it being a third party, it's so expensive. And to be honest with you, I've counted the money from a Scholastic book fair, and it
Mhm.
ain't much of nothing compared to what the vendor gets, of course. And
Wow.
so, when you talk about the opportunity for a child to own a book, to have a book, to buy a book, it doesn't come cheap.
Wow.
No, because I bought to before pre-pandemic, I bought that school year every last one of my students a book out of Scholastic. I didn't know it was gonna cost me what it cost me, but I
Jeez.
didn't mind. I did not mind. I honestly did not mind. But like you said, what the school was gonna get, and I spent a piece of money. It wasn't like, oh, this was just $30 and I spent no, 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 no. I had to do two swipes at one point, take half
Mm.
this time and a half another time. Because I wanted my kids to have, some kids, like you say, it's expensive.
Exactly. And you got
Some
more than one
parents,
child.
everybody don't
Yeah,
get to go. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody doesn't get to go. It's to only bring the kids that got money to go, and then some parents only give them $5, and they not buying much with $5 in the Scholastic Book Fair.
Right.
So I wanted to do something for my kids, but like you said, the disproportion part of it is not fair at all.
absolutely. Absolutely. I thought that was real clever. And then there were so many elements, like Christina even said, of who he was. First off, he's about legacy. He's about keeping
Hmm.
things within his family, and carrying on traditions. Um, it was obvious that he's a family man. He loved his dad, his mom,
Mhm. Mhm.
Hmm.
and just to think about all the beef that was coming behind him and how protective he was of his little brother too. So it was there was just so many moments where I was
Somebody said that
like,
they don't want him; they want the brother. I don't remember who said it. To be
Christine,
honest.
Really? Why? Is it 'cause
listen,
he's a bit more rough around the
because
edges?
he's mine.
'Cause I'm trying to figure that out.
It's already been claimed.
Now I'm not. I was shocked at the family friend, like you said, greed, just
Mhm.
absolute greed.
Right,
When he was like,
exactly.
"I know these books are here. I know they're here." No, you
So
not running your
And
y'all
damn
didn't see
the
that coming?
audacity. They were so bold, all up
I
in here, tearing
look.
things up.
That was a plot twist because I really swear to God, I was like, wait, no, not you.
Yeah.
It took a lot of restraint for him to stay upstairs with her, versus going downstairs and tearing him up when he knew he could.
Listen, I'm so happy about that because I just knew somebody was gonna see that coming. I'm so
I
excited about
didn't.
that.
Ayana, did you see that
Yes.
coming?
I did not. I
I
did not.
didn't. And
I did
usually
not.
I can pick up on stuff, but I really, you did a good job at hiding that one because I was like,
Certainly did.
wait, Leah, you know how
Mhm.
you go back and go, wait,
Right.
that's somebody else. That's not the doctor that came through and helped. Nah.
Right. The betrayal. I was sitting there like, wait,
Yeah.
why? But
And
you,
when
you
she
my
popped him
daddy
in his knees, I
friend.
was rolling. I ain't
Girl,
gonna lie.
Listen.
my girl said she taking charge.
She
Cause
said,
at first I was like,
I ain't
girl,
trying to kill you. I ain't trying to kill you, but I'm gonna hurt you.
Yep. That's
she was
exactly
like,
what it does.
y'all ain't. I'm tired of being ran over, y'all. And you in
Exactly.
my house,
Yep.
so I'm gonna
Exactly.
show you that it was a great read. I mean, everything about it. I love that. Even when he took his time for healing, just the way he even talked to her, he apologized. He was quick to, apologize for when he was coming wrong, or when
Mhm.
he called himself cutting off. But I respected him for basically not running behind her. It's like you're gonna figure
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah.
You're gonna figure it out.
But that's a lot for anybody to have to take in you know what I'm saying? At one point, you got to stop and think, do I want this? And I love the fact that despite what her mother was going through, that she finally came to herself and was like, I don't
Yeah.
have to live
Yes.
like this, and had a heart to heart conversation with her. Now when the daddy threw out, did he say Shirley? I thought,
Charlene, yeah,
I
Charlene.
just,
Girl, I was like, nigga, don't you
just
did
when he
Yeah.
said I could go to bye.
Yeah.
Don't let the doorknob hit you with a
with
good
a good
Lord
Lord
Spirit.
split
Just
you. You heard me?
please
Yeah.
keep
Gone
it
about the
moving.
gone
Don't
by a
throw.
house.
That's the worst thing you could do is throw somebody in my face. Because Lord have mercy, you see the other
Mhm.
Scorpio come out. The one you try to
Listen,
keep good. This one come out real quick.
that was
Monica,
the
you
final
you real
straw.
late. You almost lost your portion of your man, okay? And we didn't cover just about everything. I was telling everybody that you look. I thought you was gonna show up early, but you here, so you all's forgiven. But this everything about this book, I just was like, okay. And you know what else I appreciate about authors doing now when they link previous books to the characters that they're mentioning now. I think that's one of the greatest advantage of ebooks.
Yes, I agree. Mhm.
And I was like, okay, I made a note to myself. I gotta go back and read that book
Wait a minute now. Let me
that
ask you this.
Hassan was in.
Um, you're not talking about the saga, are you?
Well, you linked it to I don't know what I'm talking about, but
Because
you
if you
linked it
talking
to the
about the
book
saga,
with
that's
Hassan
gonna take you
in it.
for a ride. Yeah, that's gonna take you for a ride, ma'am.
I'll take my ride. I'll take
Ooh,
my ride. I'm ready. I'm ready.
this
I'm
wow. Okay, I'm
ready.
gonna be waiting for your inbox because I know it's coming. I know it's coming. I'm ready.
Oh goodness gracious! Monica talk about she ain't never losing her spot. I hear you, sis. Yeah, I did. I appreciate the bond that the brother had developed with her. He, was good looking out. It was good. It's good looking out.
He definitely has a sweet spot for women. You're gonna see him again. I can't say when, but you're gonna see him again.
So what okay, so I know Hassan was a previous book because that's the only one I think I saw where there was a link.
Mhm.
Um
Um, Hassan is in the Black Mayhem Mafia saga. I want to say I linked Coffee with the Side of You as well. For Pfeiffer's Coffee, that one's definitely going to be an easy read. But that Black Mayhem Mafia saga, um, that one gonna take you through. I'm gonna just say it like that. It's gonna take you through.
okay, I'm gonna have to make sure I Take my time. How many books that is?
I just wrapped up book 8. We're 8 in.
Oh,
That's
We
not
got 2
bad.
Jesus.
left to go.
That's not bad, but
Yeah.
that's gonna take me some time.
Mhm.
But that's not bad because I think when I did NACO, I was over 12 books when we did the Underworld.
And I
Yeah.
refuse.
I can't do that. That's too much.
I
This has been
refuse.
too much.
Man,
And I love
listen,
NACO. I do. But
if it's good, like
I
literally,
refuse. Nah, cause see, I started out with the Connect's wife, and I went through that whole thing, and I refuse to go back to the. I refuse.
She's a beast, but I don't have that in me.
I
My
don't either.
patience is
I don't either.
stupid.
and the story still goes on, right?
Yes.
To a certain extent, you're getting it's spin-offs of different
Mhm.
thing. Did you see or do you feel like this is actually a spin-off of something that should have been expected by your readers?
Um, no, it actually turned out to be something that I don't think they were expecting, and I wasn't either. And I think that's why it's been as well received as it has been. And I definitely want to duplicate it in some way because I genuinely wasn't expecting it to turn out the way that it did. So to see it being received and you guys showing it so much love, I really truly appreciate that because I was on pins and needles, y'all, and I'm not
Listen,
even lying. I was so
think about
scared.
it. These are avid readers. How could we not connect
I was
with
so
a
scared.
sexy
A sexy
librarian?
librarian,
A
yes.
librarian. I
And
mean,
then
and you
the
got
what
a
he has, like
subtitle.
Agana said, the legacy,
Hmm.
and he owns this library. When she said, "What are you, the manager?" He was like, "No, I own this.
Own it.
This is
Yes.
mine."
Own
What?
it.
He had to correct that real quick. He does not
Okay,
Own it.
play.
okay.
This is a
Now,
and
okay, that's what I was gonna say. The whole Ayana was before you came on. She was about to jump on this whole elevator. This whole elevator kick,
Mhm.
I thought that was ingenious, and I think that's when she freaked out. You can't. I honestly could not blame her for freaking out. Like, we're in your secret, what they call them,
She was in his lair. Basically, she was in his lair.
he was.
basically,
That's not what I was gonna call. I was gonna call it a
basically,
bunker, but yeah,
yeah,
yeah, his layer bunk slash
little
bunker,
man
and
Yeah.
cave.
then to be able to watch these people ransacking, that would freak anybody out,
Yeah,
Hmm.
the alarm sounding and the lights
right?
and everything flashing. So yeah,
And I'm
that
glad,
was
but I'm glad, like you said earlier on, he let her go so that she could figure out. I'm glad that when she did call him, when she after she talked to her mom and she missed him, he did not treat her like, oh well, deuces.
Yeah.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean? He had
Cause he was
compassion
hurt
to
too.
understand
Yeah.
what she felt. But I got it. I'm not gonna chase you either.
Well, and then his
Hmm.
attitude had become, let me go and take care of my business, and I'll come back for you, so you won't be in the midst of this. Because
Right.
that, of
Exactly.
course, there was
Exactly.
always the chance of him bringing that danger to her, and knowing what she had already been through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. Look, I told them this is how I knew we connected. I'm lactose intolerant, so when he went got that coffee and got the oat milk,
Mm. That's my new kick now. I said I gotta put that in this book because it's serious. That change up is real. You gotta go for the open
listen, I drink a chai. I do a chai latte with oat milk and one stevia pack. Man, listen.
I feel you. I'm the same, except I do caramel syrup, 1 pump of caramel syrup with my chai and my oat milk.
Ooh, okay,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
have to
how
give
y'all
it a
drink any of that.
try. Which
Hmm.
which part? The chai or the oats?
Any of it.
You know who hooked me? You know who put me
Give
on oat
me
milk?
give
CCG.
me my medicine ball and I'm good to go.
I can rock with that
CCG.
too.
Whether I'm sick or not. And
I
now
think.
my sister hooked me up on the whole just all lemonade, baby.
Wait a minute. They can do it with all lemonade.
Yep, all you gotta do is ask them.
I might need to try that then, cause it's something
I've
All
about it.
been
I don't know.
hearing
This.
about this.
I
because,
don't know
huh?
what
What you
it
say,
is.
Yana?
I said I've been hearing about that. Somebody else mentioned. Is that Starbucks?
Yep.
Hmm.
I think that was maybe Chelsea that said that. And
Yeah, but you
y'all know I
can,
do not like Starbucks at all. I like
but that medicine ball is the truth. Even if you
CJ.
make it at home on your own.
No, that's Allegra. Allegra likes that drink. the medicine ball,
Yeah.
so she didn't figure out how to make it.
Yep, you can make it at home on your own. And I had started doing it with the all lemonade by myself, before. But my sister's the one that mentioned one day she was in line. CCJ is actually the one that started me on these medicine bars. She wasn't feeling good one day, and she was sending me a voice message, and I heard her, and I was like, "What's that?"
Mm.
And then I ordered it. That ain't even what you call it, but when you roll up on them and say medicine ball, they know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I got some gift cards too from Starbucks. So I may go utilize.
It's
May
good.
go
Tell
utilize.
them all lemonade. It's good. It's
This
good.
this bookstore, um in this case the library, but we have a bookstore down here in New Orleans that's relatively new, and it's really ranking very high as far as being black owned, what has not all black books in there, but being black owned. The business he's doing is awesome, but he put some important elements in it, right? One of them being that he added the coffee, tea, pastry in there across the way. When y'all come down for Indie Love, y'all will see that. But I'm gonna tell y'all,
I went.
that's right. You sure did when you came down this summer. Listen, I love it. And then his mom bakes the pastries. So good.
Mm.
So good. So good. So good.
Yep, I bought my bag is right over there, hanging up with the rest of my tote bags that nobody can touch or
So
use
good.
either.
So good. We so finicky. We was talking about how the fact that she restored the book, and the fact that the dude who was trying to cheat her out of her money or whatever, how he thought the book was to be read. Like, no, that's a
Listen.
collector's item. Like,
Don't
first
break.
off, I don't even turn my page other than to peek and see what the author may have said to me, because I don't like books just to have a book. I want an autograph.
Yeah. That was just a clear indication of how little he knew.
And then left the book. I was like, you are a
Yeah.
true dumbass. Like, you don't even want her to have the book. You left the damn book. I love the
Yeah.
fact that Khalil was like, I'm gonna send it to her. And on the low low, look, but on the low low, his wife, she understood the value and got it and was sending honey business. I loved it. I loved it despite my husband being a jackass.
Because that's all it
I
Still,
was.
got you.
I wonder how she. Well, he probably don't pay attention though. Cause about to say, I wonder how she snuck that book in there
Probably put it right there. Look, in plain sight. He
in
ain't
plain
even
sight. Don't even see it. That
right.
because he is an ass. I
Right.
That
mean,
can
he
be
is an
kind.
ass.
That's just
Yeah.
like her father. That was the whole point of that opening scene with that couple, kind of like to play on her mother and her father, so she can see it on the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
And that man didn't care about the book, really didn't care about her birthday, none
Really
of that.
didn't. Because how dare you embarrass her?
Yeah,
But my boy
Right.
was like, yeah, we take care of that. You not only are you gonna get your money, they gonna get the hell up on out of here at my spot. Now get y'all shit. Y'all got 5 minutes.
Now, what I did not like as
Shut it
far as the
down.
wife when she just looked at her when she was like, "So you not gonna make it?" And thinking, "So you really not gonna make your husband give me my money? Like you just gonna go
yeah,
on? Like,
yeah.
hmm,
That was the, I don't know any other way to say it, but the weaker side of submission.
mm-hmm,
She seen it with her mama and she saw it with someone else and just knew at that point she never wanted to be that woman, or for her sisters to be that kind of woman, because right is right and wrong is wrong. You can stand by your man, but what you're not
right,
going to do is take advantage of somebody, especially in their business, and not pay
right,
this woman what she deserves. So
right.
that was
Yeah,
Especially,
y'all laugh. How about my daughter's on here? And I know she only on here to
she talking about, is that her talking about what we
like
talking about?
yeah, trying to make it seem like she just on here to be supportive. No, you're trying to make sure I am where I said I am. I'm unavailable. Talk about what we talking about. You wouldn't know because you don't read the books. Yes, I'm putting you on blast. I be trying to get my daughter to read, and she will not read these books. She don't understand y'all how passionate I was. She know I get crazy behind them. So, um, readers, do y'all have any questions for B Love? And where do you have the time with the whole publishing business to write this type of masterpiece? Because it's like, okay, you writing books, and then I see all these people on the BLP, and y'all blowing it up.
Thank you. Help. I have help. It took me a long time to bring some people in to help with BLP, but last year I finally buckled down and brought in a team. So I have an editing company now that helps. Thankfully, we have promoters now. I have my best friend and author, baby, A. Marie Johnson. She's kind of like my everything. She handles promo and social media management and all of that kind of stuff. And plus, I'm very open and honest with my authors, and I let them know, look, I can't give you what you don't let me know you need. So if you don't tell me, B, I need you for this, I can't do it. So we are very vocal about carving out time for Q&As and one-on-one sessions and all of that kind of stuff, just to ensure I can maintain my career and still give them what they need. But yeah, it's a whole big team effort these days, thankfully.
Yeah, and you have an amazing team riding with you. A lot of them are BSB members, and I'm so appreciative of that. From Monica to Cora,
Yes,
and
yes.
so many others that literally are right there. And I can't get enough of it. I
Thank
cannot get enough
you.
of it. It's some great
Absolutely.
writing.
Um I don't want to say it wrong. I probably need to open my Kindle. Is it Kim?
Kimberly,
Kimberly
Nicole,
Brown.
yeah,
Yes.
Yes. Child, I done devoured. And I'm like, I know it's more. It's got to be more than this. It's got to be. And she dropping them like hotcakes, like B was doing back in the day.
yes,
She is a beast, and she came out of nowhere. I did not know this young lady. She just randomly came to me, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I want to drop this book, and I got some re-releases and this, that, and the third." I'm like, "Okay, we're gonna see what you're really talking about." She blew me out of the water. She has
yeah.
not been playing.
I jumped in Beyond Measure.
Hmm.
And I haven't, because I've been basically trying to run through a lot of new to me authors. I also got a chance to read Tisha Andrews.
Hmm.
Um, so that's pretty much a lot of what I've been doing, trying to get into new authors. But I'm wild, especially by everything new coming out here. Um, these hidden talents, they've
Well,
been
thank
keeping
you.
them.
We're
So
definitely trying to get them in the spotlight for sure.
yes, yes, yes. But thank you again. I knew this was a little challenging for you to join, so I was very surprised when I saw you pop up. But I do appreciate you being here tonight with us. And the love, thank
I
you for
appreciate it.
showing up and saying, "Listen, I got you. I'm going to read it right now."
I did. I did. I think I was into something. Maybe I was finishing up with our other book for the month, and I sure did. I jumped right into it. I I love a good book. You know it. It's my business.
So, what should we expect next from you, beloved?
Um, that's kind of tricky for me to answer. I can definitely let you know that the next book in the saga is coming out, but I'm working on a new contemporary series. It's going to be a standalone series,
Hmm.
and that first book will probably be out in April.
Okay,
And I'll just say
April
you
was
might see
practically March.
the
Okay.
brother. I'll say you
Mm.
might
Well,
see the
Christina,
brother.
be on the lookout. Be on the
Yes.
lookout.
Your bay is coming.
So this book you just released, Hours and Hours.
Hours for Hours, that novella. Ooh, that came out of nowhere.
So that's nobody we know right here right now.
Nope, that's totally completely unrelated. But a ride in itself, that one might make you cry.
Mm. Uh-oh, I ain't looking
Oh
to cry.
gosh.
Yeah, it
I
might
like
make you cry.
Yeah, what
I
okay, what
cry.
is going on with y'all? Like everybody is trying to make us cry and get us in our feelings and
I've done
I,
too much lovey-dovey, mushy stuff. Like sometimes I gotta just make the readers cry.
Yeah, yeah. Because Ashley Nicole had us crying. It was like, the
That
hell
gravity
is
was so
Jesus?
heavy.
I'm scared of that. I've
That,
I've
but it was
downloaded it,
a
but I'm so scared.
wonderful
It's
read.
yeah, it's a
It,
wonderful read.
everything
Um,
about it. I mean, it opened my eyes to a lot of things. You know, it's a really mental awareness,
Mm,
mental health awareness, and it opened my eyes to a lot of things and understanding perspective. You know, so of the person that is being delivered to, because it ain't
yeah.
necessarily what you said, but how what you said is being received in that mindset.
Mm.
So she did a great job. That was my
mhm.
first read by Ashley Nicole. So I'm I'm really looking forward to some more new authors. Is it Patrice or Patricia? Is it Elzer?
I want to say it's a Zayler. I
Azalea.
don't know.
Okay.
I'm probably butchering, it,
Oh,
but she's amazing.
Yes, I just got into her work and I was taken by that. I enjoyed that read. So there's a lot of authors out there, y'all. There's a lot of authors out there. So, beloved, do you have anything you want to say to the readers that joined us tonight?
Just thank you guys. Thank you for reading and for tuning in. I do apologize again for the delay. Real life often gets in the way, but I couldn't not show up. So I'm sorry for just busting through. But
That's all right. All
thank
all
right.
you
right with
All right.
us.
It certainly was. As you saw, baby, Mr. Librarian came through. I even had a little spill where he showed up and did a little shimmy.
Oh,
Listen.
geez.
And so this you can catch it on our YouTube channel. We'll definitely download this recording and share it on the YouTube channel for all those who missed it. But for all of those who came out tonight, thank y'all so much for joining us. We appreciate y'all. Allegra is out for the night. I don't know. I don't know if you're friends with Allegra Beloved, but we have Mardi Gras down here, and she rode the float this weekend.
Mm,
Sister girl been
number
going
two.
since Friday night. She had a ball, couple of balls. I think two balls. She been
Wow.
going, and then yesterday she was on the Mardi Gras float throwing. So yeah, my sister is out for the night.
I don't blame her. She sounds
Hilarious.
like she's having a great time.
Child, a wig
Yeah,
was cocked to the sides.
child. I didn't even. I was at a concert. I didn't even read the post. I just saw the picture and was like, I already know.
Mm.
And be sure to check us out in Big B's and Reads. We will tell you more about what's going on here in the city, especially this week. With us having our Mardi Gras this year. You know, we haven't had Mardi Gras since 2020, which was the beginning of COVID. That was our last Mardi Gras. So there's some things that we always share a little bit of New Orleans, especially in our season of celebration, where it's very popular here. So just check us out. Thank y'all for joining us. Good
Thank
night,
you so much.
readers.